Rather than make a video about human rights, we thought it would be best to present someone we can all relate to. Zuriel Oduwole is someone who is inspiring, both as a human rights advocate and as a young filmmaker.
Zuriel was born in 2002 and at the age of 10 made a documentary for a school competition entitled The Ghana Revolution, one that was notable for featuring two former Ghana presidents, Jerry Rawlings and John Kufuor. In 2013 she conducted her second documentary, the 1963 OAU Formation, about the Organization of African Unity, conducting interviews with presidents from more countries and getting herself noticed by Forbes.
She began her advocacy for the education of girls in Africa in 2013 with the project Dream Up, Speak Up, Stand Up. Zuriel, with the help of volunteers and academics across 3 continents, began to collect data and measure the impact First Ladies and gender ministers in Africa are making towards achieving universal primary education, which she sees as a prerequisite for gender equality. At age 12 in 2014, she furthered her notoriety by becoming the youngest filmmaker to have their self-produced work screened. This was after her film A Promising Africa was screened in 5 countries.
In 2015 and 16, she made more documentaries and attended global events such as the United Nations, universities and TED Talks. During this time, she spoke with several more politicians to comment on pressing issues such as the Esquiva oil territory and the Ebola virus outbreak in Africa, as well as commenting on the US education system and the potential for future leaders. She also met with several leaders such as Frank Bainimarama, the Prime Minister of Fiji, to discuss how global warming has affected children and their education.
In December 2018, Zuriel met with her first Middle Eastern leader, Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, the President of Egypt. She shared her ideas on how leaders in the region and youth can openly communicate their ideas constructively without any animosity. A UNICEF report identified Mozambique as having one of the highest rates of child marriage in the world, with 48% of the country's women being married before the age of 18, damaging the nation's human capital development in the process. Zuriel personally met with the country's leader, President Filipe Nyusi, and she pressed for stronger measures that encourage child education and tackle the marriage of young girls. On 15th of July 2019, 17 months after Zuriel's meeting with President Filipe Nyusi, Mozambique's parliament passed a law against child marriage by voting to criminalise child marriage, setting a precedent for other countries in Africa to change.
Accompanied by Sierra Leone's First Lady Fatima Mada Bayo, Zuriel addressed 20,000 girls at the Freetown Stadium and 250 Paramount Chiefs on the 13th of December 2019, showing herself to them as an example of what an educated girl can do if unhindered. She hoped that the Chiefs would begin to discourage child marriage upon returning to their various communities. She also shared her ideas on e-learning during a meeting with President Julius Bayo and the First Lady Fatima Bayo at the second launch of a national Hands Off Our Girls campaign across the country, a program aimed at discouraging the abuse of teenage girls, something all too common in Sierra Leone, in the fallout of the decades that followed the Sierra Leone War.
In 2020, due to the rising number of children out of school in Nigeria, Zuriel travelled there to share her story using multimedia and digital creatives as an education platform and subject. It was another way of reducing the growing number of out-of-school children, including vulnerable teenage girls, by teaching them non-traditional education skills such as film editing and creative programs to inspire them. She also visited schools in various towns in South Africa, speaking to more than 2,000 girls about the importance and value of staying in school. She created a partnership with a femcare manufacturer from South Africa to deliver products to dozens of girls across the Gauteng province to ensure that female students have the means for hygiene and to stay in school. Zuriel Oduwole is inspiring both as a filmmaker and as a human rights advocate, and I feel her impact has been felt on the world, particularly in Africa. She acts as both a symbol of what an education can help you achieve and as an example of what we can all strive towards.
I have indeed lived in Africa for a period of time, in both Nigeria and Mauritius, and because I've lived there, I see a lot more positive things than there are negative things, like of course you see on the news, the wars, the famine, the corruption and the disease. And so I create my documentaries to show all the positive sides of the African continent to the rest of the world.